Plants contain many complex structures squeezed into a minuscule space with the most highly accurate calculations. The leaf is just one of these structures. All the complex structures in leaves have been operating with the same perfection for millions of years. So, how have these systems been squeezed into such a small space? How do the complex characteristics in leaves come about? Is it possible for such a perfect and matchless system to have emerged spontaneously? Let us see the impossibility of this by looking at the theories proposed by evolutionists on the subject. One of the theories concerning the emergence of leaves put forward by evolutionists is the telomere theory. According to this theory, leaves were developed as the separate branches of supposed primitive veined plants, fused and flattened out. However, the extraordinarily complex system in just one of the trillions of leaves on Earth is enough to prove the illogical nature of this claim. Furthermore, this theory is so groundless that it can be demolished by just one or two questions. Why did these branches feel the need to fuse and flatten out? By means of what process did this fusion and flattening come about? What were the coincidences that led branches to turn into leaves with completely different characteristics? How is it that thousands of varieties of plants, trees, flowers, and grasses emerged from supposed primitive veined plants? Why was the need for such a variety felt? How are these simple veined plants able to come into being out of nothing? To date, no evolutionist has been able to give a logical and a scientific answer to any one of these questions. And it is, of course, impossible for them to do so. Only one other possibility therefore remains. Like all other living things, plants emerged in a single moment, fully fledged and perfect. In other words, Almighty and Omniscient Allah created them. Throughout the course of this film, we have been considering some of the extraordinary features of leaves and have briefly touched on the subject of photosynthesis. The aim in providing this information was to show that these living things and the systems they possess could not have come into being by chance. Plants are entities with no hands, eyes, or brains. Plants lack such features of consciousness and reason as decision-making, lack the use of free will, and lack the possession of knowledge. Yet, as we have seen, the characteristics of plants and the function they perform require enormous intelligence and consciousness. Indeed, plants all over the world successfully carry out processes in as little as a billionth of a second, whereas rational, conscious, and knowledgeable human beings with advanced technology cannot replicate nor even understand such a process. Of course, plants have been behaving under the inspiration of the Omniscient Allah, our Creator, ever since they were first created.
Every plant cell, and even every atom, is told what to do, moment by moment. This fact is made clear in a verse from the Quran.
I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan. It is Allah who created the seven heavens, and of the earth the same number. The command descending down through all of them, so that you might know that Allah has power over all things, and that Allah encompasses all things in His knowledge.